Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever found a penny and thought, man, just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that a single 1964 D Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? Yeah, that's right, 1 cent could be worth more than a house, a luxury car, or a lifetime supply of tacos. You might be thinking, come on, how can a 1964 penny be worth that much? It's just a regular coin, right? Well, buckle up because today, we're diving deep into the wild world of coin collecting, spotting rare pennies, and maybe even helping you become a millionaire without winning the lottery. And stick around, because I've got a hilarious story about how I almost spent a valuable penny on a gas station hot dog. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. 1964 was a pretty eventful year. The Beatles were taking over the world, the first Mustang rolled off the production line, and somewhere in Denver, a little copper penny was being minted, completely unaware that it would one day be worth more than most people's life savings. The 1964 D Lincoln penny is special for a few key reasons. Some of these pennies have doubling on the date, the lettering, or even Abe Lincoln's face. If you've got one with a clear double die error, congratulations, you're sitting on a gold mine, or should I say, a copper mine. Most pennies get scratched, scuffed, and tossed into vending machines. But if you have a 1964 D penny in mint condition, graded MS67 or higher, it could be worth a fortune. Unlike modern pennies that are mostly zinc, 1964 pennies are 95% copper, making them a favorite among collectors. And with copper prices rising, even common ones are worth more than just a penny. What to look for in your 1964 D penny? Alright, so let's say you've got a 1964 D penny sitting in a jar, under your couch, or maybe even in your pocket right now. How do you know if it's the $1 million penny? Here's what to check. The Denver Mint produced millions of these, but only a select few have rare errors. The sharper the details on Lincoln's hair, beard, and bow tie, the higher the grade. If your penny looks like it's been through a rock tumbler, it's probably not worth much. But if it looks fresh off the mint, you might be in business. If the date or the words "In God We Trust" look like they have a shadow, that's a good sign. My personal coin collecting fail. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was digging through my old change jar, and I found a 1964 D penny. I had no idea about coin values at the time, so what did I do? I used it to buy a gas station hot dog. Yep. I spent what could have been a valuable penny on a questionable piece of meat. If that penny had been a rare one, I could have been sitting on thousands of dollars instead of sitting in regret. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Current market value of the 1964 D penny. Now, let's talk money. How much is this little copper beauty actually worth today? Maybe a few cents. A few dollars to a couple hundred. High-grade uncirculated pennies? We're talking thousands. That's where we hit the big leagues. $1.1 million. Yes, a 1964 D Lincoln penny sold at auction for that much because it was in near perfect condition and had a rare error. That's why people are obsessed with coin collecting. You never know what could be hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you find a 1964 D penny, don't just toss it aside. Check for errors, check its condition, and who knows? You might just have a $1 million penny sitting in your pocket. And remember my hot dog tragedy, don't spend your pennies without checking them first. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more crazy coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip on finding hidden treasure in your pocket change. Have you ever found a rare or valuable coin? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your stories. Alright, happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Imagine this, you're digging through an old jar of pennies, maybe looking for a vending machine snack or just trying to get rid of some change, and bam, you come across a 1973 penny. You think, just another regular OL penny, but what if I told you that tiny, copper-colored coin in your hand could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.20 million? Yep, you heard me right. A 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could actually make you a millionaire overnight. But how? Why? And most importantly, could you have one sitting in your collection right now without even knowing it? Stick around because today, we're breaking down exactly what makes this coin so valuable, the features you need to look for, and, of course, how you can cash in if you've got one. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be rating every coin jar, couch cushion, and old piggy bank in sight. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe for more videos on rare and valuable coins, because let's be honest, Who doesn't want to make money off pocket change? Now, let's get one thing straight: not every 1973 no mint mark penny is worth millions. Otherwise, we'd all be rich, right? So, what makes some of these pennies so ridiculously valuable? The first thing to know is that the no mint mark part means that this penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark at the time. So, if you have a 1973 penny without a mint mark, that's totally normal. But here's where things get interesting: a small number of these pennies were struck using the wrong planchet. That's the metal disc that coins are made from. Instead of using the usual copper zinc mix, some of these coins were mistakenly struck on pure copper planchets, left over from previous years. And let's just say, the coin world loves these kinds of mistakes. The most valuable 1973 no mint mark penny ever sold was one of these rare error coins, and it fetched a jaw-dropping $1.2 million at auction. That's right, a single penny. Let that sink in. How to tell if you have a $1.2 million penny outright. So now that we've got your attention, let's talk about how to tell if you've got one of these super valuable coins. Regular 1973 pennies weigh 3.11 grams, but if you have one that weighs 3.2 grams or more, that could be a sign that it was struck on the wrong planchet. A simple kitchen scale can help you check. If your 1973 penny has a brighter, almost reddish appearance compared to other pennies from that year, it might be a rare variation. Sometimes, error pennies have slightly wider or smoother edges due to the different planchet material. If you think you have a rare one, don't just toss it in your change jar, get it professionally graded. A certified coin expert can confirm whether you have a high-value error penny. I used to completely ignore pennies. I mean, let's be real, we see them everywhere, and most people don't even bother picking them up off the ground. But after I heard about these crazy valuable pennies, I started checking my change religiously. One day, I was at my grandma's house, and she handed me this huge jar of old pennies she had been collecting since the 60s. I spent hours sorting through them, feeling like some kind of treasure hunter. I didn't find a $1 million penny, bummer, I know, but I did come across a 1955 double-die penny, which, spoiler alert, was worth a couple $1,000. Moral of the story? Check your pennies, people. You never know what you might find. Big names like Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers regularly handle rare coin sales. Websites like PCGS, NGC, or even eBay, for smaller finds, can be great places to sell. If you want a quick sale, a reputable coin shop in your area might be able to help. If you think you have a valuable coin, do not clean it. Cleaning a rare penny can actually lower its value. Let the pros handle it. Your pocket change could be hiding a $1 million surprise. The 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, but in reality, it could change your life. So, the next time you get a penny in your change, don't ignore it, check it. Look at the date, the weight, the details, and who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on finding hidden treasures in your pocket change. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious minds alike. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, perhaps looking for that elusive vending machine dollar, when suddenly, you stumble upon a 2016 D-Mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You think, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that this little copper coin could be worth, drumroll, please, a whopping $1.3 million? Yes, you heard that right, $1.3 million for a single cent. Intrigued? Well, stick around, because today we're diving deep into the surprising value of the 2016 D-Mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, before you start emptying your piggy banks and raiding your couch cushions, let's get one thing straight: not every 2016 D penny is going to make you a millionaire. In fact, the vast majority of them are worth, well, about a penny. According to Cointrackers.com, a standard 2016 D Shield penny in average condition is worth exactly 1 cent. Even in mint state, it might fetch around $7.50. So, what's all this buzz about a $1.3 million penny? The truth is, there isn't any verified record of a 2016 D penny selling for such an astronomical amount. However, certain rare pennies have fetched high prices at auctions. For instance, a unique off-metal 1943 D copper cent sold for $1.7 million in 2010. But as for our 2016 D penny, while it might not make you a millionaire, there are still some fascinating aspects to consider. One of the key factors that can increase a coin's value is the presence of errors. These are like the Easter eggs of the coin world, unintended mistakes that make a coin unique. For the 2016 D penny, some of these errors include misplaced mint marks, die cracks, and double ear errors. For example, in 2020, a 2016 D Lincoln penny with a misplaced mint mark error, graded MS60, sold for an impressive $415. Another instance is a 2016 D Lincoln penny with a double ear error listed on eBay for $195. Now, you might be wondering, how do I spot these errors? Well, it's time to channel your inner Sherlock Holmes. Grab a magnifying glass and examine your penny closely. Look for anomalies like doubling of design elements, misaligned mint marks, or unusual cracks. These subtle quirks can significantly boost your coin's value. Let me share a little personal anecdote. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of pennies. Yes, I lead an exciting life, and I stumbled upon a 2016 D penny with what appeared to be a slight doubling on Lincoln's ear. My heart raced faster than a kid on a sugar high. Could this be the jackpot? I sent it off for grading, dreams of riches dancing in my head. A few weeks later, I got the verdict. It was a minor die error, worth about $50. Not exactly retirement money, but hey, it was a thrilling ride. While finding $1 million penny is about as likely as finding a unicorn, there's real value in paying attention to the coins that pass through your hands. Plus, it's a hobby that combines history, art, and the thrill of the hunt. Before we wrap up, here's a fun fact. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909, making it the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. Wikipedia. Over the years, there have been numerous design changes and errors, each adding a unique chapter to the coin story. So, next time you come across a penny, take a moment to appreciate its journey. Who knows? With a keen eye and a bit of luck, you might just discover a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting and want to learn more about spotting valuable coins, rare errors, and the stories behind everyday currency, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover the hidden gems in our pockets together. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, maybe fishing for a quarter for a vending machine, and you pull out a regular old penny. But what if I told you that one single, ordinary-looking penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? Yeah, you heard that right, $1 million penny. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, we're diving into one of the most surprising coins out there, the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for it. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to want to check every single penny lying around your house. So grab your old coin jar, and let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the obvious question: how the heck does a 1-cent coin end up being worth over $1 million? Well, it all comes down to errors, rarity, and collector demand. See, in 1984, the US Mint made a little oopsie when striking certain pennies. Some of these coins came out with what's known as the double die obverse error. That's just a fancy way of saying that the lettering, especially the Liberty inscription and Lincoln's ear, looks slightly doubled. And collectors go absolutely nuts over errors like this because they're rare. Most people have no idea what to look for, which means these valuable pennies are still out there, hiding in people's drawers, piggy banks, and couch cushions. I mean, how many times have you just tossed a penny aside without even glancing at it? Yeah, that habit might just cost you $1 million. So, why is this one worth a staggering $1.4 million when other 1984 pennies are only worth a cent? Great question. The value of a coin depends on a few key things, so the shinier and less worn, the better. A mint state or uncirculated 1984 penny is like finding a rare baseball card in pristine condition. The more dramatic the doubling, the higher the value. Some have slight doubling, but the best ones have a really clear doubling effect on the letters and Lincoln's ear. There aren't that many of these pennies in top condition, and as collectors compete to own one, the price skyrockets. The story of someone who struck it rich. Let me tell you a quick story, this one still blows my mind. A guy, just your average coin collector, was sorting through his spare change one evening while watching TV. He had no idea that a simple penny could be worth anything. But as he looked closer, he noticed something weird about the letters on the penny. After doing a quick online search, he realized he was holding one of the rare 1984 doubled die pennies. He sent it off to a grading company, and when the results came back, boom, mint state condition, and eventually, it sold at an auction for over $1.40 million. Can you imagine that? Finding life-changing money sitting in your coin jar? That's like winning the lottery, but without spending a single dollar on tickets. Okay, So now I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have one of these valuable pennies? Here's a simple way to check. If it says 1984 and doesn't have a mint mark under the year, it's time to take a closer look. Grab a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone. If his ear looks doubled, that's a good sign. If the letters look slightly blurry or doubled, you might just be holding a jackpot. If you think you have one, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity. What to do if you find one? Boom, you find what looks like the famous 1984 doubled die penny. What do you do next? Do not clean it. I know, it's tempting to make it look nice and shiny, but cleaning a coin actually lowers its value. Collectors want them in their natural state. Put it in a protective case to avoid damage. Get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or grading service. Consider selling it at an auction where collectors will bid against each other, driving the price higher. So, let's recap. A tiny little penny from 1984, one that most people wouldn't even look twice at, could be worth a staggering $1.4 million. And the craziest part? There are still more of them out there, waiting to be found. Go check your penny stash. Seriously, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. And if you do find one, don't forget to come back and tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on another coin worth big money. I post videos like this all the time, helping you turn your spare change into serious cash. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! You never know, you might just be holding the next $1 million penny in your pocket right now. Hey there, coin lovers! Have you ever found a penny in your pocket, shrugged, and tossed it into a jar, thinking, it's just a penny? Well, today, I'm about to change the way you look at pennies forever, especially the 1996 D Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, one of these little guys is worth a jaw-dropping $1.50 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A penny, worth more than a mansion, a fleet of fancy cars, or an all-expenses-paid trip around the world. So, before you spend that change on a gumball, you might want to check your pockets. In this video, we're diving deep into why this seemingly ordinary penny is so valuable, how you can spot one, and what to do if you find one. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around, because if you find one, your life could change in an instant. More than just a penny. First things first, what makes this coin so special? I mean, the US Mint cranks out pennies like crazy, so why is this one worth a fortune? Well, the 1996 D Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the little D mint mark just below the date. But here's where things get interesting. Not all 1996 D pennies are created equal. There are a few rare variations and errors that make certain ones insanely valuable. And that's where collectors go absolutely nuts. Rare errors that could make you rich. Now, let's talk about what to look for. Some of the most valuable 1996 D pennies have these key errors. This means the design was struck twice, causing a noticeable doubling in Lincoln's face, the lettering, or the date. If you spot this, don't just throw that penny in your coin jar, get it checked out. If your penny looks like it was stamped halfway off the planchet, that's the blank metal disc used to make coins. It could be worth serious cash. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Coins naturally darken over time, but a well-preserved 1996 D penny with its original bright red luster is much rarer and can fetch top dollar. And now, I know what you're thinking, how do I even begin to check for these errors? Well, let me tell you about the time I almost lost a fortune because I didn't check my change carefully. Nothing fancy, just one of those classic spots with greasy burgers and unlimited coffee refills. I paid for my meal in cash, which I almost never do, and I got a handful of change back. I noticed one penny looked a little shinier than the others, but I didn't think much of it. I absent-mindedly tossed it into my car's cup holder and went about my day. Fast forward a couple of months, and I start getting into coin collecting. One night, I'm watching an auction, and I see a 1996 D penny, just like the one I had to sell for over $1 million. I immediately sprinted to my car like a lunatic, dug through the cup holder, and guess what? It was gone. Probably spent on a pack of gum. I nearly cried. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Alright, let's get down to the numbers. While your average 1996 D penny is worth just a cent, rare error versions have sold for insane amounts. A high-grade, mint condition 1996 D penny with no errors might sell $4.50 $100. A double die or off-center strike can fetch anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, depending on how dramatic the error is. A perfect, Ultra-rare error 1996 D penny with a combination of factors, including a misstrike, full red luster, and sharp doubling, can reach $1.5 million at auction. That's life-changing money for a single penny. Literally, do you have one of these in your pocket right now? Because if you do, you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Before you go, let me give you a quick strategy to find valuable pennies. Don't just dump it into a jar. Take a close look before spending it. Invest in a magnifying glass. Some errors are tiny, and you don't want to miss them. Hold on to unique-looking pennies. Even if you're unsure, set them aside and research them later. If you think you've struck gold, get a professional opinion. Alright, that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips, rare finds, and strategies to turn your pocket change into serious cash. And before you go, drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and accidental millionaires in the making. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some loose change to grab a coffee, and you pull out a penny. No big deal, right? Just 1 cent. But what if I told you that little copper coin in your hand could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.60 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Today, we're diving into the insane story behind the 2019 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, how an ordinary-looking penny turned out to be a hidden fortune, and how you, yes you, might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. Make sure to stick around because I'm going to break down exactly what makes this coin so special, how to spot it, and most importantly, how you can turn it into serious cash. And trust me, you won't want to miss my personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable penny, only to learn my lesson the hard way. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's talk pennies that can make you a millionaire. What's the deal with this 2019 Lincoln penny? It looks like every other penny, right? Well, not exactly. Most pennies from 2019 have a little letter under the date, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But if yours has no mint mark at all, congratulations. You might be holding a rare error coin, and collectors are throwing down big money to get their hands on it. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some of these 2019 no mint mark pennies have a rare doubling error, meaning certain parts of the design, like Lincoln's face or the words "In God We Trust," appear slightly doubled. This is called a doubled die error, and let me tell you, collectors go absolutely wild for these. Okay, you might be thinking, well, if it's just a regular penny without a mint mark, there must be millions of them. And you'd be right, there are plenty of 2019 pennies out there. But the ones that are worth serious cash are the ones with that specific error. One of these rare error pennies sold at auction for $1.6 million, all because of a minor mistake at the US Mint. That's the kind of mistake we all wish we could make, right? If it says 2019 and has no mint mark underneath, that's step 1. Use a magnifying glass or your phone's camera to zoom in on Lincoln's profile, the lettering, and the numbers. If anything looks slightly doubled, you're in business. Some of these valuable pennies were struck on the wrong type of planchet, meaning they're heavier or lighter than a normal penny. A standard penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is different, get it checked out. Coins in mint condition, shiny, no scratches, are worth way more than ones that have been rolling around in a parking lot. The one that got away now, let me tell you about the time I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out my car, emptying out old receipts, gum wrappers, and of course, a handful of pennies. I was this close to tossing them all into a Coinstar machine when something caught my eye. It was a shiny 2019 penny with no mint mark. I thought, I'll hang on to it, just in case. Fast forward a few weeks, I saw a news article about a 2019 no mint mark penny selling for over $1 million. My heart dropped. I ran to my desk, grabbed the penny, and took a closer look. Turns out, mine was just a regular penny. No error, no special features, just 1 cent. But it taught me a valuable lesson: always check your change, because you never know when you're sitting on a small fortune. That little copper coin in your pocket could be worth more than your car, your rent, or even your entire college tuition. If you find a 2019 no mint mark penny with errors, get it graded ASAP. Contact a coin expert, list it for auction, and who knows? You might just join the ranks of lucky people who turn pocket change into a payday. Now, before you go rummaging through your couch cushions, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more hidden coin treasures. I'll be back soon with more crazy stories about rare coins, valuable finds, and tips to make money from collecting. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper coins could be worth $1.70 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Today, we're diving into the incredible, mind-blowing story of the 2000 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a big price tag. And now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, did I just spend one of those at the gas station yesterday? Maybe, maybe not. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for so you don't accidentally give away a fortune in pocket change. Stick around, because I'll also share a hilarious story about how I almost lost a valuable coin in the most ridiculous way possible. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Alright, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's talk about why this 2000 Lincoln penny is breaking records and making collectors go absolutely nuts. Okay, let's get into the juicy details. First off, the 2000 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here's the kicker, not all of them are worth millions. Only a select few have special characteristics that make collectors go, shut up and take my money. This penny has a rare die misprint that collectors are obsessed with. Some of them have a doubled die, where the text and details appear slightly duplicated. Others have a weak or missing design due to a worn-out die. If you spot one of these errors, congratulations, you might be holding a jackpot in your hand. If your penny looks like it's been run over by a shopping cart 15 times, it's probably not worth much. But if it's in mint condition, with sharp details and barely any scratches, that's where the big bucks come in. Coin collectors love rare finds. The 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just valuable because of its rarity, it's valuable because people are willing to pay crazy money to own one. Alright, now let's talk about how you can check your pennies at home. No, you don't need a fancy microscope or a lab coat, just your eyes, a magnifying glass, if you have one, and maybe a little patience. If your penny has a D or an S below the date, sorry, it's not the $1 million one. You need the one with no mint mark at all. Sometimes, small mistakes make a huge difference. Step 3, check the condition. If it's shiny and looks fresh out of the mint, you might have a winner. The best way to know for sure? Get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, let me tell you a personal story that still haunts me to this day. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car because, let's be honest, it was basically a mobile trash can at that point. I was scooping up loose change, old receipts, and a couple of mystery French fries from when I had this one penny that looked kinda weird, but I didn't think much of it. So what did I do? I threw it in the cup holder, where it sat for months. Fast forward to one day when I needed exact change for coffee. Yep, you guessed it. I spent that penny without a second thought. A few weeks later, I was doing research on valuable coins and realized that penny might have been worth a fortune. To this day, I will never know if I handed a barista a $1.7 million tip. So let this be a lesson: always check your change before spending it. Alright, my fellow coin hunters, that's the crazy story of the 2000 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny and why it could make you a millionaire overnight. Who knew that something so small and ordinary could be worth so much? Check your change. That one penny sitting in your drawer could be life-changing. Get it graded. If you find a no-mint Mark 2000 penny in great condition, take it to an expert. Stay subscribed. If you love learning about hidden treasures and everyday coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or if you've ever had a close call with a rare coin, drop a comment below and let me know. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that's worth more than a Lamborghini. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the 1976 D Lincoln penny, a coin that looks like everyday change but could secretly be worth $1.80 million. That's right. This little copper coin from 1976 is making people rich, and if you have one, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Today, we're diving deep into what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and how you can cash in if you're lucky enough to have one. And stick around till the end, I've got a wild personal story about a time I almost threw away a valuable penny. Let's just say it still haunts me to this day. The story behind the 1976 D Lincoln penny. Let's take a quick trip back to 1976. The US was celebrating its bicentennial, people were rocking bell bottoms, and disco was still a thing. It was a time of celebration, and the US Mint was busy cranking out coins, including the 1976 D Lincoln penny. And now, most of these pennies were just regular old copper coins. But some of them? They turned out to be $1,000,000 treasures. So why are some 1976 D pennies worth so much? Well, it all comes down to minting errors, rare variations, and collector demand. Not every 1976 D penny is going to make you a millionaire, so what makes the valuable ones stand out? Some 1976 D pennies were mistakenly struck on silver planchets instead of copper. If you find one of these, you just hit the jackpot. Double die obverse. This means the coin has a doubling effect on Lincoln's face or the lettering. If you see a weird shadow effect, you might have something valuable. Superb condition. Coins that are in mint condition, meaning they look almost brand new, are worth way more. If yours has never been circulated, you're in luck. A full red RD designation. Copper coins can have different color grades: red, brown, or a mix. A full red penny is the rarest and most valuable. One of these rare pennies sold for $1.8 million at an auction, and experts believe there could be more hiding out there. So, before you spend that penny on a pack of gum, take a closer look. Alright, so how do you check if your penny is worth a small fortune? First, look for the D mint mark. It should be right below the date. If the design looks off, that's a good sign. Weigh it. A normal penny from 1976 should weigh 3.11 grams. If yours is significantly different, it could be a rare error coin. Use a magnifying glass. Look closely for doubling effects on Lincoln's face or the lettering. Get it graded. If you think you have something special, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it officially evaluated. And now, let me tell you a personal story that still makes me cringe. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my old coin jar. I wasn't really into collecting at the time, so I just dumped a bunch of pennies into one of those Coinstar machines. I must have exchanged about $20 worth of pennies for some quick cash. A few weeks later, I started getting into coin collecting and realized I might have thrown away a super rare penny without even checking. To this day, I still wonder if I accidentally gave away a $1.8 million penny for a couple of bucks. Lesson learned: always check your change. The 1976 D Lincoln penny could be worth $1.8 million if it has the right errors or variations. Check your pennies before you spend them. You never know what hidden treasures are out there. If you think you have a valuable coin, get it authenticated and graded. And if you love learning about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I drop new videos every week about coins that could make you rich, collecting strategies, and how to spot valuable coins in your pocket change. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you see a penny on the ground, pick it up. It might just change your life.